Yo guys, it's been a while since my last YouTube video, or since I last time blew up on my TikTok, because TikTok has been really dead for me. Because I've been mainly posting GPO, and if the game is dead, I will be dead as well, so you know what I mean. The algorithm doesn't really like me, so yeah, I'm really forced to move on to other content, and that's what I'm doing for the past few months already. And it's kind of working out and kind of not. It's kind of hard with only 16k to get like a lot of views, like other content creators that maybe have 100k views and post anything else than their main game that they started with. But this is not the main thing about this video today. Today I want to talk about how boring Roblox can be and why it can be so dry, and what the problem is with some developers and whatever, around all that stuff. The first thing I want to talk about is Battlegrounds games. Don't get me wrong, I already made a video on TikTok because of Battlegrounds games, but y'all gotta understand that Battlegrounds games aren't like the reason why Roblox is boring or dry or something. Those games are literally made for like quick PvP and that you can have like a bit of fun with your friends. It's not that you can play this for like 5 hours and grind for something else. Like in some games, like in I think Sorcerer Battlegrounds, you can grind for some Halloween stuff, but that's some other thing. The main part about Battlegrounds games is just really just fighting. It's just nothing else. It's just select your character, do some combos, I don't know, fight with your friends. It's only all that. It's not just like Blox Root or something where you have to grind for something, where you have to grind mastery, whatever, to have some fun. But, in those games you just fight, with great animations, great finishes, whatever, combos, So I don't want people to say, like I already seen thousands of comments of, not another Battlegrounds game, it's so boring or whatever. You guys gotta understand that those developers don't have a different choice, because Battlegrounds games are the only thing right now that keep the platform kinda up, because I don't know. It just doesn't feel like other games are really standing out of Battlegrounds games. There's like Clover Distribution, and no one really plays it in my opinion. It doesn't have a high player count. Like I don't know, maybe Type Soul Battlegrounds back then, or like for example, the strongest Battlegrounds, Type Soul Battlegrounds had back then like 5k, 10k players. That's actually like crazy for a stolen game, but that's not the main part. You just have to understand my point. The main problem isn't Battlegrounds games. The main problem is the community and their expectations about developers and their game that they're creating. I asked it in a Battlegrounds Discord why people are annoyed of Battlegrounds games releasing or being announced. And here are some answers I want to talk about, because those are actually good points. If you've been playing Battlegrounds games recently, or like a lot of them overall, then you know that things and that screenshots are actually true. I should move on to the next point. And my next point is normal games, like grinding games, progression games like T-Poken, GPO, Blox Fruits, any game where you have to level up and make some progress with your items to get something certain you wanted. Whatever, that type of games, basically just grinding games. Some grinding games are really pay to win, and it's obvious why people say it's pay to win, because like in Blox Fruit you can literally buy a permanent fruit and just use it whenever you want by just clicking on your thingy on your inventory and just select it. I don't know, that's just hella OP in my opinion. Anyway, that's not the point, but like overall, pay to win games are never really that good, because those games are mainly there to get some money off it. A big problem in those games is also the way you progress, because the majority of people like easier games that are easier to comprehend and to understand and whatever, like Blox Fruits. You cannot put a 10-year-old who's playing Blox Fruits, I don't know, since he was like 6 or something, or 7, into T-Poken and expect him to do Enforcer. He cannot do that, bro. Or like Charco, whatever. He's not able to do that, It's just because older people like harder stuff and like not that easy progression where you just have to take a quest and beat bandits. And that's why also many people are annoyed of bandit beater games. And only the majority of young people play those games, not really older people. There's also a problem with the game's updates, Whenever a game updates, people have expectations a month before, like 2 months before that. RelCs is releasing soon, and I already made a video on my TikTok why RelCs can be overrated by the community. I never said it's a bad game or looks bad or whatever. I only said that people are really overrating it, because most people have insane, unrealistic expectations about the game, bro. It's actually insane to see that, because those people are just going crazy because they think, yo, it's Rel games, they're gonna cook so good, bro. Or like people put too much hope into For You. It's the same thing. He's not gonna do anything. It's gonna be like every single update that he released before. It's not gonna be anything special. Maybe the Bleach stuff is new, but overall the update will be the same as the last one and the last one before that. It's not gonna save anything, because GPO players been saying that for the past 5 updates. I feel like more developers should listen more to the community and read more suggestion channels in their Discord, because some members have nice ideas, like really nice ideas and everything. They're really impressive about what they can think of. Their creativity is really nice, and I don't know, I feel like some developers are just constantly ignoring any suggestion they get and just do whatever they want. In my opinion, there should be a middle with like communication about developers and normal community or like fans of a game, whatever. Like, I think the players should more interact with the developers so the developers know what to do, know what to fix, know what to whatever add to the game if they update it. You know, I just feel like so many people are just ignoring some facts that players deliver. And I don't know, it's just not really good if you just keep ignoring your community, even though they have good ideas, you know. There should be a stable middle and a good communication between two sides. So both sides are happy. The developers get their money, their player count, whatever. And the community gets their game and have some fun while playing it, you know. It's not that difficult to do, you know. Just interact warm with your people and it should be all be good. But now we come to the point why I personally think, this is my own opinion, so don't attack me for it. Why I think that Roblox has been really dry lately and really boring is some of us are just growing up and we just don't find games like GPO interesting anymore because those games like that, you know, they're just boring as hell because you just do the same thing over and over again, you know. Who wants to farm 10,000 legendary chests? No one has fun doing that, bro. Like, be serious, no one has fun doing that. The game is so dry, it's so boring. I don't know how people can still play it and think like, yeah, this is such a nice game, bro. I'm definitely gonna play this 5 hours a day. It's so fun. I would understand if you do it for content and milk the shit out of the game because, I don't know, I already had that phase in my life on my TikTok account or whatever when I posted GPO when it was the most dead game ever. I only posted GPO so much back then during the phase when it was dead again because it's dead every time it updates after 2 weeks. Y'all GPO players really have to realize this game is not gonna get revived or saved or whatever because for you keeps doing the same things for the past 5 to 6 updates and y'all don't even realize. Bro, it's update 8. It's update 8. Not even part 2 came out and he said part 2 will be shortly after. When do you guys realize this game is not gonna do anything except dying, bro? Like, you guys really have to understand this game is boring, dry, it's not gonna do anything. What I wanted to say is that I just did it for followers, for views, because my account was based on GPO, so I started with it, you know, I just kept doing it because I thought it was a smart idea, because every big content creator used to do GPO a lot, so I just did it as well, and I thought I would get bigger because of it, but I guess I was wrong. So I would say the main problem why Roblox is boring and dry is that we are just getting older and we lose interest in simple games, and we only get simple games. Like Battlegrounds games is just a fighting game. I already talked about it before. Also like bandit beating, there's no communication between the developers and its community. You know, those are like big problems in games, because if you want to make a good game and you want people to play it, you actually have to listen to the expectations that are realistic to do. You know, you cannot do everything, you know. It's Roblox, bro. You have limited resources. You cannot do everything. That's also why HolyRockX and RealCs is not gonna change Roblox, because not every developer has the resources, money, whatever, developers to do a game like that, because those games are really good, you know, and not every developer cannot just do the same thing, you know. And maybe also one of the reasons is that no developer is interested in making a game that requires grinding is because HolyRockX and RealCs are coming out and they're just scared to make a game and wasting the time on it, and the game will just eventually flop, you know, because of those two games destroying the platform, taking over, and everyone's gonna play it. Do you feel me? Like, if I was a developer, I would be scared to release my game in front of RealCs, or like before RealCs, or even after RealCs, because that's the worst case. No one would play my game because everyone's on that game, you know. Also, with the ending of this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, go follow my TikTok, and I just hope that developers and community communicate more to find a stable middle and maybe make a great game out of it. It doesn't have to be RealCs level. Just make a nice game, you know. Don't be scared to release your game. Just listen more to the people who would play it, and it should be all good in my opinion. I don't know, but I'm just saying. Reflection. Segunda